Eagles Entertainment.
Has been certainly some intrigue added to the mix on Sunday at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. The Eagles losing the game 30-16, but Jalen Hurts, the second-round draft pick, inserted into the lineup on the final drive of the third quarter. He stayed in the game throughout the fourth quarter and produced some highlights. So we'll hear from Jalen Hurts, we'll hear from Carson Wentz, we'll hear from Doug Pederson, and we'll hear from Merrill and Mike. Who's the quarterback next week against the New Orleans Saints when they come to Lincoln Financial Field? Now, as far as the big picture here, the Eagles lose a game to the New York Giants, who stunned everyone by beating Seattle in Seattle on Sunday. So the Eagles at 3-8-1 really face an uphill battle to get to this playoff picture in the NFC. Right now, the Eagles just trying to get a win. 4 straight losses after things looked so promising at the bye week. The Eagles offense again on Sunday struggling, managing only 3 points. An opening drive for the Eagles that was promising, but when you really think about it, typical of just how hard it has been for this team to manufacture points and big plays. The Eagles take the opening kickoff and they go 46 yards, but it takes them 15 plays and 7 minutes and 7 seconds. A lot of running, short passes. Wentz looked okay on that first drive, but then the drive stalled. Jake Elliott came in and kicked a 52-yard field goal. Then the offense stagnated until late in the third quarter. Doug Pederson tapped Hurts on the shoulder and said, "You are in for the next possession." And immediately he produced a big play. Here's Merrill and Mike on the call.
It is 3rd down and 4 from his own 31. 3 receivers slot to the far side of the field. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He is floating the football, and it is caught. Jalen Reagor down across the 25, down near the 30. A perfect pass by Jalen Hurts. Kevin King in coverage, but that one goes all the way down to the Packers' 35-yard line, rookie to rookie.
Yeah, it's an outstanding job of getting away from Kevin King, first of all, on a press coverage situation, but just a perfectly thrown ball by Jalen Hurts.
This looked like there was more life in the Eagles on the field, on the sidelines, special teams, defense, offense. A 9-play, 83-yard drive. How about this? 32-yard touchdown pass to Greg Ward, converted a 4th and 18 play. Merrill and Mike on the call, the first touchdown pass in the NFL career of Jalen Hurts.
Let's see what they do here. You know they're throwing. Do they go down the middle? Hurts is rolling. He's looking. He puts it in the air. Touchdown, Greg Ward. What a throw and what a catch.
What a great throw. Listen, he buys the time necessary to allow Greg Ward to find an opening in that defense, and he throws him open. When he throws the ball to the corner of the end zone on the right side, it's Greg Ward, go get the football, and Ward does.
And believe me, give some credit for the sportsmanship of and the team mindset of Carson Wentz, who was applauding that on the sideline.
The Eagles defense then held the Packers. All of a sudden, tough sledding for Aaron Rodgers, who had another big game, 3 touchdown passes. And boy, oh boy, things got really interesting after the Packers punted the ball away to Jalen Reagor.
Jalen Reagor to return a punt. Wouldn't it be something if he could do something? Let's see. Here's the punt. Scott gets it away. Reagor looks up, backs up, takes it at the 26, muffs it, picks it up, starts to run. He's at the 30, 35, 40, 45, midfield 40. He is at the 30, cuts back at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Jalen Reagor! He broke it! He broke it! The Eagles are back in this game!
Unfortunately, that was the final highlight for the Eagles in this one. The Packers icing the game after it was 23-16 with a 77-yard Aaron Jones touchdown run. On the day, Hurts, 5 of 12 passing, 109 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked 3 times. He also ran 5 times for 29 yards. Wentz, 6 of 15, 79 yards, 0 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. An average yards per pass of 5.3 yards, sacked 4 times, had some success running the football, 3 carries, 18 yards, but just the offense lifeless with Wentz at the quarterback position once again. So Doug Pederson meeting the media after the game and right away asked about the quarterback position. Let's take a listen to head coach Doug Pederson meeting the media.
Hey, Doug, can you just talk about why you made the switch early in the third quarter? You're right there. Just went into the decision, and how hard is it to make that call?
Well, at the time, I just felt like where we were as an offense, we needed a spark. We needed something to kind of go our way, and so I decided to put Jalen in the game.
Jimmy, and then to McManus.
Hey, Doug. Alshon now has 2 catches for 15 yards in 4 games. Meanwhile, Travis Fulgham has been the most productive receiver on the team this year. So why is Alshon playing more than Fulgham?
Kind of been through this before. We game plan for both guys. And we've got to get, we've got to improve as an offense. We got to improve, obviously at all positions. The receiver position is one. I've got to improve, so we try to get as many people in the game. We got 5 receivers that are active on game day, and we try to use them all.
Tim, and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Doug, who's going to start at quarterback for you against the Saints?
You guys are listening. You got to let me get through this game. You just heard me say we needed a spark in this game to try to get some things going. I've got to get through injuries. I got to get through the tape. There's a lot of things that I'm gonna consider and evaluate before anything's decided. But look, opportunity arose, and like I said, we just needed that opportunity to get us back in a football game today, and we came up short.
Jeff, and then Kristen Rogers.
Doug, has Carson Wentz's performance this season been affected by Jalen Hurts being behind him? Has he been looking over his shoulder?
Jeff, it's hard for me to answer that question because I'm not in Carson's shoes, but Carson's been obviously a professional about everything, this season with Jalen, helping Jalen. So it's hard for me to answer that.
Kristen, and then Dave Zangaro.
Hey, Doug, how would you evaluate Jalen Hurts' play from that third quarter on?
Well, again, I got to look at the tape and evaluate it. But he did some good things. Used his legs when he had to. Made a really nice throw to Greg Ward. Got us back in this football game that we needed, and that was the spark to kind of get us back into this football game. But I'll have to really evaluate the film to decide how he played overall.
Dave, and then Bo.
Hey, Doug, to follow up on Jeff's question, I know you can't know what Carson is feeling internally, but as an organization, how much thought went into the Hurts pick from that aspect that it could have an adverse effect on your franchise quarterback?
It's hard for me to sit up here after a loss and go back to what I was thinking in April. It's really hard for me to do that, and I told you this week that I was definitely on board with the pick. I've told you that we always look at the position, quarterback position, each year, and we try to add value and talent, and that's you guys have been around me, and you know that every position we've got to try to. If we can provide a starter at a position, or we can provide quality backups, that's what we got to do, and that's what we did in this case.
Oh, and then John McMullen.
How did you deliver the news to both Jalen and Carson that you were making the switch, and what was their reaction, and what was Carson's reaction after the game?
I just basically said Jalen was going in the next series. Carson was professional on the sideline. He helped Jalen. He was excited. You know, when we got the 2 touchdowns there, you know, one offensively and one on special teams. And obviously Carson was very supportive and helped Jalen on the sideline as we were, you know, as coaches trying to communicate with Jalen on, you know, the next series. So that was it.
John and then Zach Berman.
Hey, Doug, on Jalen, he kind of did give you that spark offensively, at least a little bit. How much does that pique your interest moving forward to see if I can get this guy first team reps and practice, how much better possibly he could perform?
Well, you know, again, without going back or without looking, you know, back at his performance and evaluating that, it's hard to say. But you know, for today, obviously, you know, gave us the spark we were looking for to get us, you know, within a touchdown of possibly pulling out this game.
Zach and then Mike K.
Hi, Doug. At the time you made the change, was the plan for Jalen to finish the game? And then you've needed a spark before this week. What made this week different?
You know, I decided to keep Jalen after his first series, just to kind of, you know, keep his momentum going and see if we could get something started. I didn't want him to just be, you know, a couple of plays here and there and pull him out. So that was the decision there. You know, with you know, keeping him in the football game. What was the second part of your question, Zach?
Yes, as far as the fact that in past weeks you've also needed a spark. What made this week different?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, you look at the whole thing and listen. You know me, and you know that it's not necessarily about one guy each week, and we've had issues at other positions, and we got to perform better at other positions, and I just felt that we needed that spark today. Whereas in the past, you know, I felt like it was maybe more so. It could have been, you know, injuries at other spots. It could have been the way other, you know, positions had been playing, not necessarily the quarterback's position at the time.
We have time for 2 more, so we'll go Mike and then Martin Frank.
Doug, Jalen Reagor had the explosive return in the punt game, had the explosive play down the field. At this point, do you feel like you guys have figured out how to use him, you know, not properly, but the best you can at this point?
I think we're on the right track. I think there's still more that we can do. I mean, you know, again, we got to be smart on how much we give him, and we don't want to overload him either. I just still want him to be able to play free, and that was a heck of a punt return, you know, today, and I thought he, for the most part, got to go back and evaluate the film, but it looked like he played, you know, pretty well offensively. So he was another bright spot tonight.
Go ahead, Martin.
Hey, Doug. How would you evaluate Carson's play today? I mean, especially on the sacks. I mean, did you think he was holding on to the ball too long? And also, as far as Hurts is concerned, I mean, how much of a factor when you're weighing, like, do you weigh it all where you guys stand in the division as to whether you stay with Hurts the rest of the season or next game even?
Yeah, on the sacks, I got to go back and look at the tape, see what if there were any breakdowns or, you know, if we could have gotten the ball out, something of that nature. So I got to take a look at that. But you know, I think as crazy as it sounds, you know, we got 4 games left. And you know, anything is possible. You know, we just got to continue to work and got to just fight each week and see what happens here in the last month of the season.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
So it's non-committal for Coach Doug at this point. He'll look at the film and certainly be asked about it at his Monday press conference. How do the quarterbacks feel about things? We start with Wentz, who is just struggling through a nightmare of a season in his 5th NFL year. He understands the big picture here, and he talked about it with reporters after the game.
Hey, Carson. What was your reaction on the sideline when Doug put Jalen in the game? Where do you think things go from here for you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what the plan was fully. I was just told he was going in for the next play and next series, so I didn't really know what was going on there. But obviously, that's frustrating as a competitor, and just the personality that I have. I want to be the guy out there, but it is what it is, and they made the call today, and at the end of the day, we lost. As a team, we lost, and that's what I think for me I'm most frustrated about. I don't like where we're at this season record-wise, and I know I can play better, and we can all be better going forward. But we got to clean some things up.
Bo and Pat Gallen.
Carson, what did Doug say to you after the game, and what is your expectation for who will be the starter moving forward?
Yeah, we haven't really talked yet, so we'll see what happens there. At the end of the day, it's outside of my control. Trusting them with their plan, trusting God with his plan, and I'm sure we'll talk here pretty soon.
Do you think you should be the starter?
Listen, that's not for me. I know what I'm capable of. I know I can play better. I never have doubted myself or lost my confidence in my abilities, but like I said, a lot of these things are outside of my control.
Pat and Rob Motti.
Carson, looking back at how the season has gone and hearing sort of the chatter that Jalen could take over for you at some point, is this something that you saw coming? Was it a shock to you?
Yeah, I never like to think like that. Obviously there's been a lot of chatter. I've had to, field a lot of questions, over the last handful of weeks, but I don't let my mind go there at the end of the day. I'm a competitor, and when I'm out on that field, whether it's practice or a walkthrough or a game, I'm going to leave it all on the field and do everything I can. And today, that's what I did. I don't think I played my best, but I did everything I could. And at the end of the day, I came out of the game, and it's not my call.
Rob and then John McMullen.
Carson, do you feel this organization puts you in a position to succeed this season?
Listen, we've had a lot of things this year, and I know first and foremost I got to be better. I know I've watched the tape every single week, and there's plays out there every week that I know I can do better. I can get us into better situations, be more accurate, all those things. So I'm not the guy that's going to point fingers or anything. I know I can play better, I can do better, I can help lead this team better, and I think we all can do the same.
John and then Jeff Skaversky.
Hey, Carson, Doug had mentioned that accountability and you standing in front of the team last week and talking about that. How do you think your teammates took it, and how's your relationship with Jalen Hurts? We don't get to see practice as much, but strange year.
Yeah, as far as accountability and all those things, we those things are behind the closed doors. I think it was good for everybody just to be on the same page going forward and take ownership of some things. But as far as Jalen, it's been a weird year. You just mentioned it. It's been a strange year. We have virtual meetings and all sorts of things that developing relationships with him and with everybody has been very tough. But a lot of respect for him as a player, as a person, and as a competitor. And obviously that relationship will grow over the years.
Jeff Skaversky and Zach Berman.
Hey, Carson, obviously, everyone has seen you play better. You believe you can play better. The Eagles a couple years ago, before your time with Donovan, benched him for a game and just to kind of almost clear his head. Do you think you could benefit potentially at all from maybe just having a game off just to clear your head with just everything that has gone wrong with this team and this offense?
I don't. I don't personally. It's not in my DNA. It's not in my competitive nature. So I feel we all can play better. I can play better, and we got to turn it around here real quick.
We have time for two more, so we'll go Zach Berman and then Mike Kay.
Hey, Carson, thanks for doing this. You said a few minutes ago, or you spoke about the questions you've been getting and the chatter that's around there. But really, this has been going on since the Eagles drafted Jalen. Did that pick, or has that pick, in the presence of Jalen, affected your performance this year?
No, I'm not the type to worry about and look over my shoulder or any of those things. I think at the end of the day, I can play better. We can, as a team and as an offense especially, play better. There's always going to be different things going on in the building or different, chatter and all of that stuff. That's part of this business. And, that's what, I think I've said it a couple times. It's what I signed up for. The scrutiny, the challenges, the adversity, all of it. I got to handle it all, the good, bad, and the ugly.
Mike.
Carson, you guys wanted accountability. The leadership asked for accountability from Doug. Him giving up some of his play calling responsibilities and maybe sitting you for the rest of the second half. Do you think that sends a message to the rest of the locker room about accountability?
It's a great question. As far as play calling and all that stuff, I'm not sure what you mean exactly, but we're all trying to find ways to get this thing going in the right direction. And so, Coach, as the leader of this team, obviously he's got the final say, and I think we can all learn from this one and get going here pretty quickly and turn this thing around.
As for Hurts, his most play of the year, he had 33 snaps prior to Sunday's game, and he did some good things. He did some things he'd like to have back. At the end of the day, a first experience learning the tempo of an NFL game, and there certainly were some bright spots to talk about for Jalen Hurts.
So, Jalen, can you kind of just talk us through you getting in there? Did you know at the time that you would be in for the rest of the game, and what was the reaction like?
Just going throughout the game, like every game, I was just trying to stay attentive to what was going on, staying alert for all the different adjustments we were making throughout the game, and my number was called, and it was an opportunity to go in there. Obviously, we came up short, but we got a great opportunity this week moving forward, so we're going to be working really hard to twist this thing around.
Les, and then Jeff McLean.
Jalen, do you think you should be the starter against the Saints? And do you think you will be?
I'm trying to do what I can do for this team. I think that's as simple as that. Working hard every day, putting my best foot forward, and taking somebody with me. I'm trying to lead and just get this thing in the right direction. So anything that can help this team.
Did you think you should have gotten a chance before today?
Anything that can help this team.
Jeff and Chris Franklin.
Jalen, obviously coming in as a second-round pick when there's a franchise quarterback here can create an awkward dynamic, and obviously not being at the facility all the time and having all the COVID restrictions have made it difficult. How has Carson's treated you since you've been drafted?
I think it's been good. I've learned a lot of things from him. I'm sitting back and watching. I think the bigger we lost this game today. I think that irks everybody here. Every competitive, we all have competitive spirits. And moving forward, we got a 24-hour rule. To sit here and digest everything that's happened today here in Green Bay, and after that, we move forward. We move forward. How that looks, that's a question for Coach.
Chris and Tim McManus.
Jalen, you came in cold off the sideline. How would you assess your play today going against that Packers defense?
Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. We lost the game.
Tim and Ed Kratz.
Jalen, can you take us through your first career touchdown pass? So what did you see, and how was that feeling for you?
It was great. On the bright side of things, I'm not going to be Debbie Downer right now, but it was a blessing. So it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. Get a throw a touchdown pass to one of my good friends, Greg Ward, my first one. So that was fun. It was fun.
Ed Kratz and Nick Fierro.
Hey, Jalen, it's
been a while since you've been able to kind of get a rhythm in a game. How did it feel to develop that rhythm, playing several snaps? How beneficial was that for you?
Any experience and any opportunity to touch the field, it only kind of raises the value of that player. And it's kind of been that way all year. And, today Coach gave me that opportunity, with all my heart. Had every intention on coming in and getting it done and winning the game, but we came up short. And that only lights a fire in everybody, and everybody moving forward, however it looks. The objective in this game is to win. So you got to keep pushing and believe.
Nick, Dave Zangaro.
Hey, Jalen, when you did get in there and then you threw the touchdown, it seemed to spark like all three phases. The defense did really well with the stop, and then you get the punt return. How much do you take note of that, and does that kind of give you a boost?
Well, I think you create your own energy. And, as great as it was, as great as the spark that was, the things, that energy we had, moving forward, it's about what we do moving forward. I've always kind of had this saying I've gone by, so what, now what? Regardless of whatever it is, how it looks, it's about how you respond. So I'm telling you, we're gonna be working our tail off. We're gonna find a way. We're gonna find a way. Everybody has it on their mind to get this thing done, and it comes down to your it comes down to how bad you want it.
Thank you.
We have time for one more, so we'll end it here with Dave Zangaro.
Hey, Jalen, you arrived to Philadelphia to a team with an established quarterback. How did you handle that personally, approaching a situation that from the outside looks like it could have been very awkward?
Yeah. God has done so many things throughout my life. He's brought me so many places, and he's put me in so many situations. I always told myself it's not something that you're stuck in, it's something you're going through. And whether it be the different adversities I experienced in college, or coming here to Philadelphia, it's a test of faith and patience. I think everybody has a good feel for my story, but in my heart, none of that matters right now. We still have an opportunity to do something we want to do as a team, and we just got to come together, believe, and go attack it, full head of steam.
We will wait on that and find out just what the decision will be. After the game with Merrill and Mike at Lincoln Financial Field, I had a chance to talk to the two of them about their thoughts as quarterback situation moving forward. Okay, Merrill, look, a tough loss in Green Bay. Obviously, the big story is quarterback. Your thoughts on Carson and Jalen? And we saw Jalen for the first real extended playing time of his career.
Well, I feel bad for Carson because I know what he must be going through. But the fact of the matter is, when he left the game, the team was lifeless. There were so many sacks and so many mistakes going on in that game. They had little choice but to go to Jalen Hurts and give him a chance to light a spark on that team. And he did what he was supposed to do. He showed speed, quickness, read the field, and threw the ball accurately for the most part. The last pass that was intercepted came when his arm was hit. But Jalen Hurts woke this team up, and then you add to that the other draft pick, the other Jalen Reagor, had a 33-yard reception and a 73-yard punt return touchdown. It was exciting. They turned a game that was a train wreck into something to look forward to.
Mike, Carson Wentz, another struggle. I mean, boy, what the heck is going on here? I've not seen a quarterback regress like this for a long period of time in many years.
Dave, I've heard a lot of analysts try and figure out what's happening with Carson, and I don't think any of us can. You look at some of the things that he's doing that even the basics, young quarterbacks, they can get themselves out of, but he seems to not be able to do that. And you put him in a game like this where you're going to get a lot of pressure, you're going to get tight coverage on the outside, and so many different things going on. And he just can't seem to figure out what to do in these type of situations. And again, I go back to like some of the basic things he's not executing properly. And you just don't know where to go with him at this point.
Does taking him out of the game is it good for him to back off? Can it be good for a player to back off sometimes?
I think it's good for the team because guys on the team realize that Carson is struggling, and they don't want to continue to watch him struggle when someone else can help them to get closer to wins. Someone else could possibly help them to win games. You look at this offensive line and all of the sacks that they've given up, well, a lot of those sacks shouldn't be on the offensive line. And guys know that. So when you insert the other quarterback and he's able to spark the team, I think it's a good thing.
Merrill, have you ever seen a quarterback in your so many years here regress as much as Carson has here in these 11 games of the season, 12 games of the season?
Dave, it's been difficult to watch. I think Doug Pederson was as fair as he could possibly be. He didn't pull Carson Wentz at the end of the first half, where I thought he might. He gave him the first series of the third quarter. And when things continued to bog down, he as the head coach had to do what he thought could spark this team. And it actually worked. I think there was a great letdown, and it concerns me when Jake Elliott missed an extra point, which would have been in position for them to win the game with a touchdown and a point after. That hurt a great deal. But again, I thought that the thing I take away from this game is that Jalen Hurts came in and showed that he is poised, he is athletic, and he is an accurate passer.
And Mike, it seemed to me that all of a sudden Jalen Reagor was open down the field and Greg Ward was open down the field and the tight ends were open. Why is that?
I think he just felt comfortable in throwing the ball into tight coverage. And then there are a couple of just opportunities where guys fell down, defenders falling down, and you got wide open targets. But even when Carson was in the game, Dave, there were guys that were open that just think about the play to Dallas Goedert. If he throws that ball out in front of Dallas Goedert, he just runs away from everybody in stride. Not a problem. There are other times when you have guys open that he just doesn't see. And again, I don't know what has happened to him, but Doug had to make this move because it just affects everybody when you have bad quarterback play.
With the game, what did you think of Jim Schwartz's philosophy against Aaron Rodgers? He didn't blitz. He played four-man rush and tried to work it in coverage. It just really wasn't effective.
I thought that part wasn't so bad, but I thought they needed to play a little more zone. I didn't think that Darius Slay should have been out there one-on-one against one of the best receivers in football, the same way he was out there by himself last week against one of the better receivers in the National Football League. I just don't think that's a winning formula for this football team.
Merrill, 3-8-1. What are you thinking about for the rest of the season here for the Eagles?
Let's see what Jalen Hurts can do. That's all you can look at. Yeah, mathematically, maybe they're back. They could get back into it at some point. But for now, right now, with the Giants continuing to win, their fifth win already, the Eagles are 3-8-1. And with the Saints coming in and then a trip to Arizona, it is a daunting task ahead. But at least there was some hope when Hurts came in and showed a lot of moxie and a lot of excitement.
And finally, Mike, what does a game like that do for Reagor? Punt return, young kid looking to get the spark going?
Well, I think that he's a guy who has more confidence or as much confidence as anybody that plays the game. So he just needs to have more opportunities. He, in his mind, thinks that he's as good as anybody playing the game. And I think you have to have that kind of attitude sometimes. But I don't think that it's just this game. I just think that the more opportunities he gets, I think we're going to see a lot of good plays out of him. He's just a talented young athlete.
Thanks, guys. We'll look forward to the Saints next week.
Thank you, Dave.
And let's get some perspective from the defense, which did an okay job, hung in there. Rodgers threw 3 touchdown passes, was sacked a couple of times, but at the end of the day, 25 of 34, 295 yards, 8.7 yards per pass attempt, and the Packers 149 rushing yards, averaging 6 yards per carry, obviously bolstered by that 77-yard touchdown run. Here's Eagles safety Jalen Mills discussing the defense and, of course, the big picture for the Eagles.
Hey, Jalen, can you explain, I think you shot the gap, a gap on the left side on the touchdown run, but as the play unfolded, I didn't see you re-enter the frame. I saw not Brett Favre, but Aaron Rodgers downfield blocking, and I was just wondering how and why you didn't get back in that play.
It was an opposite run on a blitz. The guy made I guess wherever the run was going, he shot the gap, and he took out running. Like, I don't. What is this question referring to?
It's referring to your effort made on a play that sealed the game for the other team, in which there were offensive linemen.
One thing. Listen. One thing that you can't never question is my effort at all. You can never question my effort, regardless of whatever. You can never question Jalen Mills' effort. Next question.
Chris and then Nick Fierro.
Jalen, what was the defense's reaction once Carson was benched? And I'm quite curious to see who you feel should be the quarterback next week.
I actually didn't know that Jalen was in to probably like the second or third series that he was in, just for the simple fact we was going over a lot of adjustments and different things like that on the sideline. Of course, he was out there making a couple plays, and when you're talking about who should be the starter, I think that decision is to Coach Doug and everybody upstairs as far as the offensive coordinator and things like that. So,
Nick and then Ed Krafts.
Hi, Jalen. That was going to kind of be my question, but I'll just follow up with that. In that, do you think that that when he did come in and he threw that touchdown pass on fourth down, that it really sparked all three phases? It looked like the defense really responded, and then the special teams, of course, had the punt return.
Yeah, of course, anytime we're giving ourselves a chance, to get back in the game or an opportunity to, maybe win the game, everybody's going to be excited. One thing I do know about this team, regardless of our record, regardless of any score, whether we've won or lost a game, we always fight to the end.
Ed and then Les.
Yeah. Hi, Jalen. Just what did you see from Darius Slay tonight? It looked like maybe the calf was bothering him a little bit. How do you think he did tonight?
Yeah, when you're talking about Slay, you're talking about a guy who comes in and work every day, and as far as this game goes, he made some plays, and when you're going against a guy like Devontae Adams, that guy is top 3, maybe top 5 receiver in his league. You know what I'm saying? That's not an easy task. Slay, he wears that hat, with pride and respectfully, and we know that. At the end of the day, I don't know the injury. I didn't know what it was. I hope it's nothing serious. Just hope he can get 100% healthy for next week.
Les and then Chris Murray.
Hey, Jalen. How disappointing was it that when Hurts and Rieger got you guys within 7, you couldn't keep the score there for the offense? And it just looked like, in a lot of ways, the worst game for the defense in a while. After a couple good stops early, things kind of seemed to snowball. What did you see?
Yeah, it's definitely a little frustrating because we get to that point to where, like you said, we're right there. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to win here. It's hard to win, against that guy, Aaron Rodgers. We just got to find a way to make, one more play, to try to get our offense on the field, one more time in that close score range and get them an opportunity to tie the game up.
We have time for one more, so we'll end it here on Chris.
Yeah. How do you guard against the idea that maybe the season is kind of getting away from you, or do you feel that the season is getting away from you? And if not the case, how are you guys guarding against that?
Yeah. Nah. At the end of the day, as crazy as it sounds, we're still in a fight. We want to win games, of course. That's what playing football is all about. That's what this league is all about, winning football games. But like I said, as crazy as it sounds, we're still in it. Kind of the message, 24-hour rule. We can't feel sorry for ourselves about this game, saying we almost did this, we almost did that, one play here, one play that. When we close our eyes and we wake up in the morning, we got to focus on the Saints, because this is the team good on both, offense, defense, and special teams. And they're going to come in Philadelphia, and they're going to come in and try to win. So we got to know that. Can't feel sorry for ourselves. We just got to get back to work.
And so now the Eagles 3-8-1. The Saints come marching in next Sunday. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. Thanks so much for joining me on this Eagles Insider podcast. Thanks to Peter Kelly, Ray Doyle, and Tyler Lewis for their work on the podcast. Thanks to all of you for joining us here, and stick with us through the week. Should be a very interesting week for the Eagles as they make a decision about the quarterback position for next Sunday against the Saints. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Have yourselves a great Eagles day. And as always, fly, Eagles, fly.